What's going on, you guys? Laxo here again. Okay guys, so today I just wanted to put out a quick video going over Sōgyo no Kotowari. I went ahead and did a bunch of testing in Arena and whatnot, and I'm actually pretty pleased with the results. So first thing I want to do here is I actually want to go over the Warsouls here. So I've been using Warsoul of Zura. I will get to that in a minute. But another Warsoul I've liked to test it out with was just go with Warsoul of Armor, because he actually does get really tanky here. So if you go ahead and toss on Warsoul of Armor, and then you go ahead and get him to 6-star, you'll get more damage reduction. So then when you check out his stats, he will have a whopping 63% damage reduction, which is really, really good. So 63% damage reduction, that's really good. Turns him pretty much into a tank. You can go ahead and toss him in the front row and he'd be perfectly fine. However, I do like to keep him in the back row. The other Warsoul that I actually haven't gotten to try with, that I think would actually provide some pretty good results, is the Warsoul of Crippling. Unfortunately, I do not have a good Warsoul of Crippling built up here, but as you can see, upon dealing damage, there is a 25% chance to make the target receive 15% more damage. Lasts for 2 rounds. So what I'm thinking is you use it on the front row, and that applies the debuff to the front row, so whenever they get hit, it applies the damage to the entire team, which acts as kind of like a multiplier. But I haven't tested it out. I'm not sure how it works. Unfortunately, my Warsoul of Crippling is just not good enough to test it. So, if you guys would like to give that a shot, I would actually like to see the results from that. But, however, I usually just stick with Warsoul of Azura, and the reason why is if you look over here at his Rage skill, when you apply Tricked to the enemy, it does not go away. So, when Sōgyo no Kotowari dies, his debuff Tricked stays on the enemy team until the battle is over. So even when he dies, you're still getting the healing off, and you're still doing extra AoE damage to the entire team, which is huge. All you need to do is get Tricked off once, and Sōgyo Kotowari could die, and all is fine. But anyways, let's go ahead and get to I did a bunch of quick clips here. Usually I post in the comment description below, or in the description below, all the timestamps for each battle, but there's so many battles, so quickly done, that I'm just going to quickly just go through a bunch of battles really quickly, all pretty short. So let's go ahead and check that out. Alright, so all these battles are already pre-recorded, so the quality might be a little low. I do apologize for that, but yeah, this is pretty much just what I put together. And this is pretty much also just going over why I think he's actually a pretty good, pretty solid damage dealer. As you can see, he did 66% damage here, and you have to keep in mind that he's only gold, or I'm sorry, yeah, gold 1. I'm sorry, orange 1. So he's not even super built up, but yet he's able to sustain, he's able to live, and he's able to apply his trick every single time. If you put that Warsoul on him and you get Ichigo in the rage slot, which will apply, which will give him enough rage to rage first round. And as you can see, like, the AoE damage he deals is actually pretty solid. And all these battles were taken one after another, with no real cuts in between. So this isn't like you're getting lucky and you're shooting one of these videos, every 10 battles you do, you record one battle. But these are consecutive battles, one after another. This is just the insane amount of damage he puts out overall to the entire enemy team. And not just that, but if the battle does actually last you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds, you get that, watch, you get the heal off, which gets your entire team. So not only is he an AoE damage dealer, he also heals the entire team. And it's pretty consistent healing too. Every time that target's hit, usually it does a pretty good amount of damage. I'm sorry, a pretty good amount of heal to the entire team. One place I did not test him in yet was I didn't get great results out of. I did test him in Squad Boss. I didn't really feel he was too great in Squad Boss. I replaced my Kid Byakuya with him, and I probably did 4, 5, 6 Squad Bosses or something like that, and the damage difference really wasn't too much. So if you have a good character to put in place in Squad Boss, he's not mandatory by any means in Squad Boss. But yeah, as you can see, it's pretty consistent. As long as one person gets off that attack on the enemy, it just applies the damage to the entire team, and usually wipes them out pretty quickly. But that's going with characters that do a ton of damage. Usually those are the characters you want to put on this team. The teams I usually run are 3 tanky characters, one of those being a healer, and then the back row is 1 support and 2 damage dealers. That's the team comp I usually run. And he's actually pretty good. I don't really see him being too much of a support. He does give a pretty good heal. He doesn't do too much other than that. Maybe he applies some paralyzes. Actually, his paralyzes are actually hitting pretty frequently. So you could also run Warsoul of Shattering on him. Maybe get his effect accuracy up if you'd like to run him as a paralyzed unit. But I wouldn't really suggest that. But you could. Totally viable. I just feel like he'd probably be better in a tankier role or a supportive role rather than just a paralyze. Because there are other characters that can do paralyze. But yeah, this is the last video I think I'm going to show here, and then I'm going to swap back to the actual character, and maybe go over a couple of the reasons why, well, I mean, I already went over the reasons why I like him, really, but I'll go over my final thoughts on him. And this battle actually right here lasted quite a bit longer than the others. So I didn't get too lucky on the hits. Usually I can hit the person that has tricked on them, but this battle this was definitely the worst battle out of all of them. I just wasn't lucky. However, one thing I did notice is that when you do have tricked on the enemy team and they're running Halloween Nemu, which revives characters, if you're running a character like Yoruichi rages and rages and rages and rages until the enemy's dead. And if you have the enemy constantly rezzing, you keep on hitting the enemy over and over and over. So, in this case, we will see here in a minute why that actually is so good for this team. Unfortunately, I didn't get the part where Sōgyo no Kotowari died. So, anyways, this is it right here. As you can see, I rage Okiura. Okiura, he's supposed to be dead now, but he reses because of Halloween Nimu. So I was able to get an extra rage off and apply that to the entire team. Alright, I think... yeah, I'm going to go ahead and swap back over to character here. So yeah, my final thoughts on Sōgyo no Kotowari was, I was actually rather impressed. I didn't think he was going to be too good of a character, too good of a unit. But fortunately, he actually turned out to be really, really nice. A lot of people may think he's just a one-trick pony, you know, he just gets that tricked off, which is nice, especially because it applies the entire battle. Until the battle ends, you have that one character marked. However, it's also nice, he does a couple other things. Also, he does do the paralyze, which is kind of nice. That is only if you get the character to a minimum 4-star, which is needed. But he also has the heal, and the heal is actually really nice as well. Yeah, here it is right here. When targets marked with tricked are attacked, all allies recover HP equal to 30% of the damage dealt. So that's what I was saying earlier, is you wanted to put him on a team with heavy damage dealers, because if those damage dealers actually hit the enemy with tricked, not only is it going to push the damage to the entire team, but it's also going to heal your entire team for 30% of the damage dealt. So it's kind of like lifesteal in a way, but for your entire team. So yeah, that's pretty much the reason why I like him so much. He is a solid unit. He can be ran in several different team comps. You can even run him in AoE team comps. You can run him pretty much anywhere. I've been using him in heavy damage dealers and just really, really tanky in the front row. So yeah, you can pretty much run him in any team comp. It would be fine. And Warsouls, he has a couple different Warsouls that work with him, but once again, I just like to keep him with the Zurge to get him to rage first round. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. If you guys haven't already subscribed, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. If you guys like this content, feel free to hit that like button. Questions, comments, concerns, hit me up in the comment section. And I should be having a couple more good videos come out here in the future. Somebody asked me to run or to do a beginner's guide video, and I never really made a beginner's guide video, so I will probably be making one of those. And yeah, anyways, keep your eyes open for that one if you're interested, and as per usual, I'll catch you guys in the next one.